Welcome to the property. It's kind of a chilly afternoon. We just got back from Port Aransas, and where the weather was 78 and 80 degrees and the water was 70 degrees. And we had a wonderful time there. Got a little bit of sun. It felt great. Got also a lot of peace. There's nothing like sitting on the ocean and watching the expansion and just, thinking about how grand God is. Anyhow, here we are. And it rained a lot apparently while we were gone, and we have a mess. But it's not as bad as it has been, but we definitely have serious low spots. We fixed many low spots over the period of weeks, but at the same time, I think we've created others. And so some of the water's not flowing, and so half of our, what we would call our patio, is soaking wet. The carpet, not carpet, but the rug that's laying there, half of that rug is just sitting in water. It is pretty bad. I suspect it's because a lot of this water is just having trouble absorbing with all the rain that has been coming. And I'm sure the folks out in California know what I'm talking about with all the rains that they've been getting. Anyway, there's a lot we are going to do today and this weekend while we're here. And it's going to be a lot of little stuff. The grass is just growing wickedly high. And even though I've trimmed it down, there's just heavy grass everywhere. And so we want to keep that under control while we're also moving along the property. And it's kind of remarkable because this one strip, the quarter of the property, we had pretty well cleared. And since this winter and the rains and the branches falling, and there's a lot of things that we're going to have to actually redo that we did. And it's kind of the pits, since we're working on the next quarter of the property, and it's backtracking. So we go forward and then we have to backtrack a little bit. But things could be worse. It could be raining today, which it's not, and I'm very thankful for that. God has blessed us with some pretty days to be out here working. Anyway, we got a lot to do. I guess we'll just see what ends up being done today. Thanks for watching. why are we not working on the buildings today? Because Lee accidentally left the keys in his pocket and we took them back to McKinney, which is an hour and a half away. So we definitely don't want to make a 1.5 hour trip and a 1.5 hour trip back. So 3 hours on the road just to get the keys. The buildings are fine right now. There's so much we need to do. We still need to drop trees. We still need to clean branches and get some of these haystacks out of our way and move them along. We need to burn wood to try to get rid of some of this stuff because we just got piles of wood everywhere. Because of the heavy rain, some of the wood may be wet, it may be slow to burn, but we've got a few days to try to get as many of these sticks down, away, out of our way, and the logs and everything else. So there is so much to do. The grass is growing so rapidly, so we're going to need to try to mow. There's so much water though, we don't want the tractor to get stuck in the mud. So if we can avoid any of the flags, which is probably going to be pretty hard, we can get it mowed up. But things are starting to really overgrown as spring has approached, and so much work to do here on the homestead, work that we just never really, I guess, envisioned having to do. So anyway, Lee's putting a new inner tube in the wheelbarrow since we had so much trouble with it constantly losing air. We'll see if we can keep air in that wheelbarrow because we're going to need to move this dirt to other areas. As we dig it up in one place, we need to fill another place. Anyway, that's what we're doing.
Good morning. Here we are on the homestead in a perfectly dreary day, full cloud cover. It's supposed to be 75 today. That ought to be lovely. A little humid. Anyway, so we've done a few things, or already started a few things today. One is behind me. I dug 2 holes with the post hole digger, 6 inches in diameter and about 24 inches or so deep, to put the, they call it a U-strut, to build the frame for the H-frame for the electrical panel. I still have to run into town and get some fittings, but we'll put those pipes in the ground and then cement them in. That way when they bring the electrical over here, they can hook right up to it. And first thing this morning, I worked on the sitting area and around the motor coach to get the weeds cut down, and got it all swept off and looking pretty-ish for the moment, until the weeds grow again. They seem to grow really fast here. I say weeds, it's grass.
Okay, we've cleared the land where the electricity is going to come. They're going to dig a trench through here. That way they have a nice clear path to do that in. And the grass is down low, which is good because the dirt's going to go every which way, and when it gets caught in this long grass, it's no fun. And so we've got it all the way to the property line before the battery died, so I wasn't able to go the whole length of the line through their yard, which is fine. I'm sure they don't care whether the dirt gets into the grass. I'm kind of picky about that. Anyway, Lee's got those two big deep holes dug with the hole digger. They're like more than 2 feet, I think. But okay, we'll put those poles in, concrete them in, and figure out the rest of the things we need to do for the electricity. They said 4 weeks ago it'd be 4 to 6 weeks, so they should be showing up anytime. So we're a little late getting this thing put in, but it works. Anyway, glad you've been watching today. Thank you.